Happy Friday, folks, and welcome to WatchGuard Security Week in Review, a video podcast dedicated to quickly summarizing the biggest information and network security news each week and to sharing some practical security tips along the way. I'm your host and security professional, Corey Nachreiner, and this is the episode for the week starting April 14th, 2014. Let's jump right in with the three big security stories, or this week it's actually two big security stories and one fun one. Anyways, the big news this week was Oracle Patch Day. On Tuesday, Oracle released their quarterly critical patch update. Oracle only releases security updates once every quarter, so 4 times a year. And when they do, it's a very big update that affects many different products. This was no different. This quarter, they released updates for 104 vulnerabilities that affect a wide range of products. Some products of note are Oracle Database, Java, and Fusion middleware. Now, Java is probably the big news in this patch update. Almost everyone probably has Java somewhere in their organization. And this update actually fixed 37 Java vulnerabilities, and 4 of them have the highest CVE, or severity rating, of 10. So if you use Java, you definitely need to get Oracle patches. And if you run any Oracle stuff in your shop, be sure to check Oracle's CPU for the month, and I'll put a link to it in the blog post associated with this video. The second story this week, which I just have to cover, is some Heartbleed bug updates. Heartbleed, of course, was big news all this week, even though it came out last week. And if you follow InfoSec as much as me, you may be sick of Heartbleed, but there's a number of updates that are interesting that I want to quickly mention. First, there was news suggesting or alleging that the US government and the NSA knew about Heartbleed and have been exploiting it already. Now, the government has already denied this, and these reports are all based on an unnamed source. So there's really no public evidence showing this, but it is something to think about. In more realistic news, we learned that hackers actually have already exploited this Heartbleed flaw to steal information from a couple Canadian sites, Mumsnet and also the Canadian Tax Authority. They made off with some social security information. Later in the week, the Canadian authorities said they caught a 19-year-old attacker who allegedly exploited this flaw against the site. So do know bad guys are already starting to try to leverage this vulnerability. In fact, CERT has already reported that they're seeing internet-based scans looking for vulnerable servers. There's news that some Chinese-based attackers are starting to scan for this vulnerability, and more proof of concept code has begun leaking on the internet that helps people exploit this flaw. So if you haven't already handled the Heartbleed vulnerability by updating OpenSSL servers and other computers and hardware out there that happen to use this vulnerable package, you should definitely do so. And finally, the last piece of Heartbeat news I want to share this week, especially for WatchGuard customers out there, is do know that our XTM appliances do have IPS signatures that catch this Heartbleed attack. We literally have 4 different signatures to detect proof of concept code that is exploiting this Heartbeat flaw. So you might want to make sure that you've updated your IPS signatures and continue to monitor our visibility tool dimension and your logs to make sure bad guys aren't exploiting these flaws against you. So I'm going to end this week's show with a slightly different story. Rather than ending with a big security threat, I'm going to end with some fun security-related news that kind of follows one of my other interests, which is gaming. And it really is kind of a cool hack. And by the way, we use hacking a lot negatively in the world now. The media talks about hacking as a negative cyber malicious attack. But really, hacking comes from positive roots. You know, it started when neat computer engineers found interesting ways to subvert systems to do cool things that were unexpected. In any case, this hack revolves around freemium games. And you all probably know what a freemium game is. These are the free-to-play, usually mobile games that you can get for free, but end up trying to make you pay real money for coins. And while they might be neat games to start, they typically involve some sort of grinding, where eventually you have to wait a certain amount of time or do repeated tasks to slowly build up some in-game money that you could alternatively buy for large amounts of real money. And as a gamer, I kind of hate freemium games. They kind of suck. In any case, this week there's a story about a cool positive hacker, Uli Killian, that found a neat hack for freemium games. Long story short, he used a Lego Technics kit to build this contraption that would automatically click on different aspects of his iPad in a particular freemium game that has to do with Jurassic Park during the night to help him build up enough money to play this game for real. Now, I know this story has no real-world information security implications, but it's just a reminder that hacking started off as a good thing, and hacking really can still be a good thing. It's just a neat way to go against problems, to think out of the box and figure out different ways to implement different technologies to do something cool that you want to do. And maybe if we had more security people, more good guy security people, think outside the box and use cool hacks to solve our defense problems, we might have a better chance of surviving some of the hacks out there. In any case, it's just a fun story. I'll share the link to the Wired article talking about this hack in the blog post associated with this video. So that's it for this week's quick episode. I hope you found something interesting or learned a thing or two. In any case, be sure to come back next week and be sure to follow our information security blog called WatchGuard Security Center, where we post other information, including this video every week. On top of that, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm @SecAdept, and follow WatchGuard @WatchGuardTech. Thank you for watching, and here at WatchGuard, we're rooting for you.